For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. Across the land, all across the world, echoes of voices, we join hand in hand. How many rise in the afternoon sun? Come along, NewsSpin has begun. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. Truth from St. Lucia to sandy shores, from cities and hills to the Caribbean breeze. We sing together, hearts at ease, education to open every mind. Learn about your country, leave no one behind. When NewsSpin is on your radio, come along hands in hands, voices in unity, singing loud. NewsSpin, news the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. St. Lucian's heart to the world's every land. Knowledge unites us hand in hand. Yeah, Tim on NewsSpin call, bridging gaps between us all. Voices lift on high, under one sky we unify. Tim on NewsSpin call, bridging gaps between us all. Voices lift on high, under one sky we unify. NewsSpin is on education for all, from city streets to mountains tall. Learn your history, share your dreams, together we light the world with our fleam. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. Better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. Yeah, NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world.
Definitely long overdue. 45 days since our last NewsSpin program. Welcome to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show, the 25th series. Yes, 25th edition. 25 years now since we are hosting this program. We go up until 2 o'clock, maybe a little later than 2 o'clock. right here on Power 97.9 FM. The broadcast is also on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. Your calls 452-2979, 452-2979, and your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, the most famous telephone number for this year. 716 and the year 2026. What can I say? Welcome. We have been off the air for a while, and I've been inundated with calls, taken some of the calls. Some hypocrites would call to find out what's happening. I did not take those calls. It was deliberate, because I did not want to provide those people with any fodder to use against this broadcast. The long and short of it is we were scheduled to return to the airwaves on the 19th of January, the third week into January, and that's normal. But unfortunately, I could not make it because I was not feeling too well from the Thursday before into the Monday. So I sought medical attention from my doctors. You know, some people like to say, from my lawyers in St. Lucia and overseas. Well, I sought treatment from my doctors from St. Lucia and overseas. And I was given medication, so I'm feeling a lot better today. So it's so happy to be back, and thank you so much to the genuine news spinners who showed an interest, who were quite anxiously looking forward to this broadcast, who were restless, who were wondering what is happening. I got a few WhatsApp messages, and some people are asking whether it had anything to do with the government pulling the plug on the program, applying pressure on the station that is broadcasting this program. None of that. None at all. So on this occasion, I have to jump to the defense of not only the St. Lucia Labour Party administration, but to the defense of Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre. Talking about Philip J. Pierre, I'll be hearing from him during the course of the program, and of course, you expected that. Not because we're deliberately targeting him, no. It's because he is the Prime Minister of St. Lucia. And we have done it to Dr. Kenny Anthony, Stevenson King. We have done it to Alan Chasney, across the board. So if you are the Prime Minister and you wield a lot of power, a lot of influence, presiding over the affairs of this country, rest assured that we will be asking questions of you. There's some individuals who are advocates for the government. I'm not an advocate for the government. I'm not an advocate for the opposition. But I'm there to lead the discussion in a particular direction that will certainly benefit us all. Whether you're talking about the politicians of this country, whether you're talking about nurses, doctors, lawyers, you name it, that is what this program is all about. We try our utmost to be as impartial as possible because of the range of issues that are happening, that are plaguing us, that are bedeviling us at this point in time. Talking about our own domestic issues with crime, healthcare being a major area of concern, ensuring that the economy grows, ensuring that we have an education system that can respond to modern day realities, whether you're talking about AI and people having a grasp of various disciplines that would make them as viable as possible, whether they are in St. Lucia or in other parts of the world. And somebody has to do it, because unfortunately we have a comatose media. I'm not afraid to say that. That is the reality, and they're robbing you, the St. Lucian public, with the unvarnished truth as far as information at your disposal that will cause you to make critical decisions. Before we go into the meat of this broadcast, there's one individual who really missed the program. And I'm talking about a 15-year-old autistic young lady, and her name is Adeline Poleon. Sent me a voice note the Tuesday before we are scheduled to return to the airwaves, and she certainly was looking forward to the program on the Monday, but I had to disappoint her because, you put your health first.
Mr. Timothy, I told my mommy I really want to see you on NewsSpin because I miss you so much and I have been looking for you everywhere. And I'm just saying I really want you to come on NewsSpin. Just like you're always asking Amanda what is happening in the chat room. So, Mr. Timothy, I hope you will be there on NewsSpin tomorrow, Gospel, if I see you around 12:30 p.m. because I know you always been there Monday to Friday because it is 5 days I know you've been there on NewsSpin. Mr. Timothy, I hope you will be there on NewsSpin tomorrow, and I hope I will see you tomorrow on NewsSpin on Power 97.9 FM.
15-year-old autistic young lady. Her name is Adeline Poleon. So good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to your mom, and those of you who are certainly listening and watching this broadcast. I know that you could not wait. I know that you're very disappointed we are off the air. But we will try to cover as much ground as possible. And talking about, you had so many other talk shows, on the air over the last few weeks. You should not have missed me. All right. On a serious note, I remember the Prime Minister during a press briefing, a pre-cabinet press briefing on January the 11th of this year. And he was making a pitch for us as a people to be united against the background of the just concluded general election in St. Lucia, where he received that impressive, lopsided mandate, 16-1. The people have spoken, he said. It is time for us to move on. It is time for us to be united. And you come across this kind of pleading on social media. You read on Facebook where people are saying it's time to move on, and it's coming from a particular section of the society. It is time for us to put St. Lucia first. Let's move on. The people have spoken. But I think those people are also forgetful, and they're very hypocritical, because no sooner they say, let's unite, let's move on, let's build the country, etc., they're back to their old ways. They can't help it but be boastful, as if they are still in the slumber. Still, they have not come to terms with the outcome of the last general election. That the people have spoken. And you have won handsomely. It is time to move on. The next general election is scheduled for the year 2030. It's a long way from now. Many of us will not be around, and the government has sufficient time to cement its position as far as the delivery of promises to the people of this country. It certainly has the power at its disposal. It can determine whether it wins the next general election or not based on its performance, how it responds to domestic matters, as well as issues that are happening externally. And that is the nature of politics and governance. We cannot be too parochial. We cannot continue to focus on what is happening in Dennery and in Soufrière and in Castries, etc. There is what we're getting close to a grasp on: geopolitics. A lot of things happening externally that are beyond our control, but we have to respond to those issues. And there comes a time when we have to act as a people in unison. It happens from time to time in St. Lucia, compliments of a natural disaster. You have a hurricane, a major event of that nature, and people come together, they coalesce, they look after each other, etc. It happened in the United States, September the 11th. It wasn't a case of Republicans and Democrats reacting to what happened in that tragic incident or during that tragic incident. It was a case of Americans coalescing. And so I bought into the whole idea that's being preached by the Prime Minister during that January 12th, 2026 press briefing. Unity. Election has gone. Let's listen to the Prime Minister.
I think we should just settle and let's work together. And I want to work together with everyone. The election campaign is over. It's over. The people have decided, and they have not decided in small measure. They've decided convincingly. So let's work together. I'm pleading. Let's work together. The world is in a sensitive stage. The world is not what it was. There is nothing to be gained when we spread discord for our own egos or to affect people personally. I'm making that plea. Let's work together, please.
And what transpired yesterday, Sunday, the 25th, that's 13 days after he preached and pleaded with the St. Lucian public. Let's work together. Let's unite. The Prime Minister was in campaign mode during the SLP's Conference of Delegates on Sunday.
When the one in Cashew's office, nobody can beat him. The valley can beat him. When they're marking seats, Cashew's office stick. So the night when we beat him, I said, move from there. That's the only time I called any of their names. Because I knew where I was going. I knew where we were going, my brothers and sisters. And I knew that if we had done the work, because when we put Lisa in that seat, they say we send a lamb to the slaughter. A man who doesn't understand why period poverty is something you must deal with. You call that man somebody who can slaughter anybody?
The Prime Minister of St. Lucia. So it's not me manufacturing things, because I know how you have a passion to chastise me. Not that I care, because I believe in such instances you are very, very unfair. But it's not a case of paraphrasing what the Prime Minister said on January the 12th and then playing you and saying that he did something that was contrary on the 25th. We provided the evidence. So don't call any Creole show and say, Timothy, the man, he underestimated and he's spreading misinformation and disinformation and all that. Presented the facts to you. The Prime Minister needs to be consistent because his behavior on the platform yesterday, if you were not aware that we had a general election in December of 2025, you'd get the impression that the elections are due on just before that of Barbados, which is February the 11th. We're just saying, be consistent. Do not send mixed signals to the people of St. Lucia. We open the lines right now to take your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We have a chat room reporter. Yes, we do. And she's already going through some of your comments in the chat room on Facebook as well as on YouTube. Remember that first we had Kimani, then we had Amanda. Amanda is a big DBS reporter, big superstar. So she's no longer on this program, and wish her well. So we have another young lady. Never have a shortage of people to choose from to be on this broadcast. Her name is Zante Elcock, and welcome to you, Zante. Welcome to NewsSpin. Harry's hoping that your existence here, one, will be an enjoyable one, and it will be for at least 5 years. Somehow, the chatroom reporters do not stick around long enough, to really, enjoy their stay on this program for whatever reason. I don't know, but anyway, welcome to NewsSpin right here on Power 97.9 FM, as well as our NewsSpin Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Maybe you could take the opportunity to tell us a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself, ma'am, to the news spinners of the world. Remember that we are not focusing on our audience only in St. Lucia or the Caribbean, but indeed the world, because we have people all the way in the US, in Panama, you name it, who are following the broadcast, and we take a deep interest in it. So let's say good afternoon to you once again, Zante Elcock. Welcome to this, the most monitored talk show in the world. Tell us about yourself, ma'am.
Good afternoon. For starters, my name is Zante Elcock. I'm new to media entirely. I got the opportunity here and I jumped at the opportunity, and it's been really warm with everybody, and it's just something that I look forward to engaging more with, especially NewsSpin, which is new again to me. Right. And I appreciate being able to have so many people who've been in the industry for such a long period, and that way I have a better way of navigating the system that's new to me.
Okay. Definitely, it'll be a very interesting experience, I could tell you. So get set, because the folks in the chat room will tease you a lot. So we hope that definitely you have the mental fortitude, to weather that particular challenge, which is, I'm assuring you, is inevitable. It will happen, okay?
Definitely.
All right, let's take your calls right now at 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. So in just a bit, we'll have the first update from Zante, and going through your comments in the chat rooms, whether it's on Facebook or on YouTube. All right, in the meantime, let me go through some of your WhatsApp messages. Somebody says they're welcome back. I am so alarmed last week, and I heard someone stated that you are happy that SLP won, because if UDLP had won, you would not have had any substance to discuss on your program. All right, let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, I'm a genuine listener, and though I didn't reach out, I knew you had a genuine reason for your absence and heard you were not well. I gave you your time and space and allowed you to heal. Glad that you are much better. All right. Our first caller is Alisco. Good afternoon to you, Alisco.
Timothy Poleon.
Alisco. Oui, merci. Alisco, ça nous like Jude Lanfel.
Moi, here on say.
Okay, all right. Vous still en Amérique?
Non, oui, moi l'Amérique toujours.
Quand c'est pour ça, pourquoi vous descendez? Yes, yeah.
Il va savoir où descendre.
Pour qui ça? Pour qui ça?
Yo côté moi il va venir là parce que côté moi il sont républicain, Trump va voir côté républicain.
Oh, et ou même ça républicain?
Non, jamais.
Qui ça est démocrate?
Yeah, moi jamais vote républicain. Moi l'année midterm election novembre. Na vote démocrate.
OK. Ça qui ça qui est le lido? Bon écoutez.
Eh bien, c'est pas tellement ça. Moi, tous les jours, je me regarde pour FM Rajasthan, this is a rebroadcast of
Of NewsSpin.
NewsSpin.
Mm-hmm.
So, moi still ka koute. So, yo, so, mwen ka defon mwen sur Facebook, mwen NewsSpin ka biye komanse yon diya. Mwen te yon joy tan chaman paske program mwen se yon ki yon interese.
Okay.
So, so mwen la ka koute, nevo sa ki vin. Right now, nous pas parler, la banque parle about election encore because election a crié, c'est lycéen a vote. So, moi ça dit about election, about politique encore.
Okay, let's go. Merci beaucoup.
Yeah.
Near bon après-midi. We continue with your calls once again at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. What somebody says there via WhatsApp. Somebody says they're long overdue. We have another comment. Welcome back, Happy New Year, and welcome back at last. I have a few concerns. I need to know why the government institutions have a telephone, because you can never seem to get a person on the telephone when you desperately need one. Also, I need to know why NIC is taking so long to pay sick leave. Before you can get your salary in your hands, the NIC has already been deducted, but when to get paid, it takes months. People in authority need to look into this. We have a call on the landline. Good afternoon, NewsSpin, you're on the air.
Yeah, good afternoon, Timothy.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Welcome back on the lady on the side. I don't know, I kept pronouncing him too well.
Zante.
Okay.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
All right, boy, Timothy. Well, for the past couple of weeks there, we, fellow people was on the edge because you had certain statement. But anyway, I going into politics. All I see is good health, my brother. Continue doing the work you're doing. Stay strong. I know your back is large, even you're short, but your back is large. Welcome back. Happy New Year 2026, my brother.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for your contribution. 452-2979. Once again, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Again, 716-2026. Let me see if I have another WhatsApp message there. What somebody says there. More photographs of mayhem on our streets. Apparently, a motorcycle somewhere got into a collision with a heavy-duty truck. And this is out of control. The spate of tragic incidents that are occurring on our roads involving pedestrians, motorcyclists, animals, and somehow, apparently we have not seen the necessity to seriously tackle that problem. And we have to tackle it on various fronts. And just a national road safety campaign will not cut it, will not ameliorate the situation while so many people are losing their lives in the process. So many people are losing their limbs. Obviously, there are many reasons for this particular problem that we are experiencing right now. And we cannot use moral suasion. We cannot leave it to the road users to do what is right, to adhere to the various traffic regulations and the speed limits. You have to police the road users. The same way in a classroom, you do not leave it to students to use, their own internal, attitude and so on to determine whether they will do their work or not, or whether they'll behave in class. In a teacher, you need a principal, and the same obtains for our roads. Again, I heard the Prime Minister speaking during that same January 12th press briefing, and he made some observations. Some I concur with, but again, there's always room for us to ensure that we do not leave certain things to people to make that determination as to whether they will act according to what is expected of them or not? Because naturally, there are some people who have the propensity to conduct themselves in an acceptable manner. But conversely, there are other people who believe that the laws, in this case, traffic regulations, are there to be violated. And we need the police to be more present. Not being available, let's say, from 9 to 5, and the focus and the emphasis is on issuing tickets, but to ensure that people conduct themselves, road users conduct themselves in a manner that would bring some calm, some stability to life in this country and to end the carnage on our roads. The evidence is there. We don't need anyone to tell us that we have a serious problem on our hands. But it will not take only moral suasion. It will take the police enforcing the laws. Because why should we exist in an environment where you have laws, you have regulations, but you have no one to police those laws? And we leave it to people to act according to what is being stipulated. Let's hear from the Prime Minister of St. Lucia expressing concern about the carnage on the nation's roads.
No campaign, no law, and no police presence can succeed without a fundamental change in personal behavior. Road safety begins with individual responsibility. Our drivers, some of them, drive too fast. Our drivers drive too fast and sometimes too reckless.
Just there from the island's Prime Minister. Let's take your calls at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Good afternoon to you again. Zante, let's find out what is happening in the chat room and what you can report to us regarding some of the comments.
Well, right here on Facebook, Tim, we have a comment saying, "Welcome back, Tim. People are mad and off. We want to know what is in the vaccine, but don't want to know what is in weed and rum. This drug needs investigating. Why are people making so many accidents when partying?" On YouTube, a comment says, "Tim, we need to start speaking about our justice system because it is really bad out here." While other comments centered around welcoming you back and wishing you a prosperous new year.
Okay, thank you so much, Sante, for that first update. We have some more still to come on the program. 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. And let's see if we have a WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, "My condolences on the passing of your dear friends, Lisa Joseph and Bain Nathaniel, also known as the Golden Dragon. Will be paying tribute to both of those individuals later in the broadcast, particularly Lisa Joseph." The same individual who produced the NewsSpin song has produced a song in honor of Lisa Joseph. So it will be debuting in just a moment on the program. And let's see if we can go through some more of your messages. And somebody says there, "Road behind Wynwood Island gases going to Inter Supplies Limited. This has gotten worse over the past few months. Unacceptable. Yet more road accidents." Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message while we are awaiting your calls once again. Somebody says there, "Welcome, Tim. This message you read is so true. Something needs to be done with those lines and many more. But what about St. Jude's? I have not heard anything new." And another WhatsApp message to be read. "Can you please tell us what's the job title of the young lady from TikTok that was giving the Prime Minister 10 out of 10? I don't know. I see she is on social media. I get the impression, though, that she's working with the Prime Minister or the government of St. Lucia, and we'll try to find out. But I don't know why you so curious as far as this is concerned." Another WhatsApp message. "Tim, recently the police did a press conference led by the commissioner. I was amazed when I heard that the homicide rate and road traffic accidents for 2025 was the lowest in the last 5 years. Is this true?" Well, I could tell you that our NewsSpin statistician should be able to provide us with some information on this, particularly the number of homicides that we recorded during the course of 2026. Somebody says that an particular individual has passed due to an accident. He was on his way to a birthday party. We are waiting information from the police on this. And somebody says the individual's son was driving when a vehicle jumped the median and hit them head on. We have a call via WhatsApp. Hello. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Timothy, and good afternoon, Miss Zante, is it?
Zante Elcock.
Zante Elcock. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Definitely want to extend condolences to you on the passing of your dear friend and former colleague, Lisa Joseph, as well as many more St. Lucians who lost their lives tragically within the new year. Let's hope as an island that we can do better. You know, friends become friends again, families become families again, you know, because the more we reduce negativity, the more we'll see improvements amongst ourselves. So I was hoping that 2026 opens doors for all of us in terms of positivity. Good day, Tim. Good day, Zante.
Same to you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. When I first heard a few words from the mouth of this particular call, I thought it was the atheist who was calling from Canada initially. All right, let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Remember, you can call right now at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Please spread the word. NewsSpin is back on Power 97.9 FM as well as the NewsSpin YouTube page as well as Facebook. We are live and we are into the 25th season of the program. Somebody says that, Tim and my people, there should be more penalty for the reckless drivers. I'm a driver for 30 years and now people not driving to save lives but to kill. And let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, I am pleading with the NewsSpin superstition to please call and give an official update. Statistician. I'm pleading with the NewsSpin statistician to please call and give an update on the number of homicides recorded for 2025. A call on the landline. Good afternoon. You are on the air.
Timothy, a pleasant good afternoon to you and your listeners all over the world. PW on the line, Timothy.
Good afternoon to you, caller.
Timothy, I would like to say for her first show, welcome to Zantel, is it?
Zante.
Zante. What a lovely name, what a beautiful name, Timothy. And Happy New Year to you, Timothy.
Thank you, sir. Same to you.
And also condolences to Lisa and her family, wishing her family all the best and I hope they can go through, her passing, at least, sharing her most beautiful moments with the people of St. Lucia. She was such a great lady, Timothy. Let's get to business, Timothy. Timothy, sometimes in life, Timothy, when we see our brothers and sisters going down a path of destruction, Timothy, we may have to intervene. I say this because, Timothy, of a video about a week and a half ago to a week ago circulating online where a young man from Vieux-Fort swerving from one side of the road to the next and colliding with a vehicle coming from the opposite direction. Now, these people, Timothy, videoing this man should be aware of, Timothy, that the man was going down a destructive path, Timothy, and should try their best to prevent this from happening and not more less concentrating on the video to save a life, Timothy. Many a times, Timothy, things happen in our society. I see people videoing instead of intervening. You know.
What kind of intervention that you're suggesting that should have taken place?
I have been on the road sometimes, Timothy. I have seen people swerving from one side of the road to the next. I am assuming they were drunk. I am assuming they were driving fast. I am assuming that they have fallen asleep on the steering wheel. I have intervened many times by blowing my horn, chasing the vehicle, and blowing my horn, and this person actually pulled up and said, "Thank you, PW. I was falling asleep. You saved my life." People drunk have pulled up when I blow them, and I say, "My brother, you're drunk. You cannot drive to get to your home. Park the car. I am going to give you a ride home." This has happened many times. You know, sometimes we can intervene. There are people that have videoed for about 20 minutes. I've seen people video people swerving from one side of the road for 20 minutes, you know, Timothy, and they could have intervened. Now, this is a sad thing in our society.
But that intervention you're talking about, the caller, that certainly can even prove more dangerous. Yeah, the kind of intervention that you're talking about there, because you don't know the circumstances under which that individual might be veering off the road for whatever reason. You don't know.
My intervention has saved lives. That's what I'm saying to you. You know, my intervention of Timothy, if you're falling asleep on the road and somebody behind you blowing you, you must get up.
No, not necessarily, sir. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Because sometimes you're driving and you do not even hear the siren coming from those emergency vehicles. All right? Sometimes because the windows are up and you're concentrating on your driving maybe, but you're just so oblivious to what is happening outside of your vehicle. So irrespective of whether persons will try to alert you, or not, probably you're just in a world of your own, and maybe by you intervening in that manner, you certainly can alarm other drivers, and probably the situation can worsen.
That's what I'm saying. That I have saved lives through intervening instead of just videoing and not trying to do something. You know, people have to try their best. If they see their brothers and sisters are going down a path of destruction, even your hazard lights, somebody from a distance can see coming in the opposite direction. That will alert them from somebody at least falling asleep or somebody drunk. It has happened, and I have saved lives. So I advise St. Lucians to please keep on, saying to the young ones that if you're late, you're already late, especially when it comes to fast driving. Fast driving takes you nowhere, especially if it's reckless. So St. Lucians, be smart, look for the truth, and be careful on the road. Timothy, I thank you.
All right, thank you so much for calling, sir. Somebody says there we have had at least 4 road deaths so far, 2 in the south and 2 in the north. However, a few in critical condition at the ICU unit. And let's see if we have another WhatsApp message to go through while we continue to await your calls. Via WhatsApp, somebody says simply, welcome back, and thank you so much for watching and listening to the most monitored talk show in the world. Don't forget to like the video via YouTube, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the notification bell to help the channel grow. Still to come, we'll be paying tribute to well-known St. Lucian broadcaster Lisa Joseph, who passed away on the 6th of this month. Please stay with us. We'll also be having on this program a song in tribute to Lisa Joseph, and you'll be hearing more from Shante Elcock, our new NewsSpin chat room reporter. Stay with us.
You know that feeling when you have an uncontrollable desire for fried chicken? That's the KFC. A substance that stimulates your senses to identify the aroma of a secret recipe or an extra crispy crunch from any distance. It's invisible to the naked eye, but you can feel it traveling throughout your body, taking control, all so you can enjoy a juicy bite of KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
So fast pay, a new and easy way to pay. So fast pay, so fast pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
So fast pay, 2 minutes and you're on your way. So fast pay, so fast pay.
Flow is keeping you connected.
Chronic back pain, arthritis, spinal injuries, nerve disorders, even painful cramps. These conditions affect daily life, but you don't have to live with pain. Every day matters when it comes to your health. At La Clinique du Corps, we provide fast, accurate diagnosis with advanced GE-certified MRI technology and internationally recognized specialists. Our focus is safe, effective treatment that restores mobility, relieves pain, and gives you back your quality of life. Call 451-6559 today. 451-6559. La Clinique du Corps, because time is vital in health.
At First National Bank, we believe being first means putting you first. Your first home? We've got the mortgage. Starting your first business? Count on our commercial loans. Dreaming of your first car? Drive it home today. Heading to college? Let's fund that first big step with a student loan. No matter the milestone, make First National Bank your first choice for all your loan needs. First in service, first in trust, first for you. Call us at 455-7000 or visit your nearest First National Bank branch today so we can help put you first. First National Bank, here for you.
At Caribbean Pastouche Limited, we offer high-quality products from Martinique, and our ready mix is made with casting sand, not regular pumice. Compared to regular pumice, casting sand saves you in your cement use. At Caribbean Pastouche Limited, our materials come from porcelain stones, which is used as an additive in creating cement. Caribbean Pastouche Limited is located in Bexon, behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastouche Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
This one will be massive! Legacy 2026, the Independence Edition. Saturday, February 7th, 8 p.m., Rodney Bay Pavilion. It's the big war! Legacy presents one of the Caribbean's greatest artists ever, the undisputed Queen of Soca, Destra. Yes, Destra Garcia. Destra. Then our two groovy giants, Teddyson John, doing his vintage set.
I must have a woman to come and wine up on me.
And King Alpha. Plus the outstanding St. Lucian cast, a mix of legends and rising stars. Ashanti, Educator, Desro, Manchus, Black Eye. short pants, and more. Legacy 26 will be an epic show. Saturday, February 7th, 8 p.m., Rodney Bay Pavilion. Limited early birds $120. Regular $150. Tickets available at Steve's Barber Shop and The Way. Sponsored by Republic Bank, Massey Store, First Citizen, IBS Solution, Piton Bear, Crystal Clear Water, Flow, and the Independence Committee.
On Sunday, February 15th, experience bliss, eye candy drip-ins, and sugar-coated hotties. Welcome to Sunburn. The Candy Crush Saga. Sweet like candy, hot like the sun. Sunburnt. Come party with top-class DJs and Power 97.9 FM crew. On Sunday, February 15th from 3 p.m. Union Orchid Garden. Dress code, sugar and spice. Sunburnt is food inclusive. Early bird tickets $100, regular $150. Available at Power FM's office in VG. Sunburnt, the Candy Crush Saga. Live, laugh, brunch. Sunday, February 15th.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. We are into the 25th season of the program. We continue our discussion and we continue with your calls as well at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. And let's see if we have any of your messages to go through at this point in time. While again, we are awaiting your calls. What are some of the comments? Somebody says there simply via WhatsApp. Good afternoon, my brother. Her saying, welcome back on NewsSpin and keep on doing the good work. All the best in 2026 and beyond. Thank you so much, Sue, for that contribution. Another WhatsApp message. It reads, good day, Tim. The Cashier's Market is another cause of shame. This place is very poorly maintained. For a place which sells food, the place is unhygienic. From the steps, there is a black dirt. Minister responsible, the tourists are in the food court all the time. These people are coming from luxurious floating hotels on the cruise ships to have to confront this drop in standards. Power wash the market, please. Mop inside the craft market. Unclog the gutters in the food court and uplift the place to demonstrate national pride. And that is according to a WhatsApp message. You see that another person says there, wishing a happy, productive new year. Condolences to the family of Lisa Joseph. So much has been said about Lisa Joseph. By the way, she passed away on January the 6th of this year. And I see in the chat room on YouTube somebody's asking, which Lisa will pass away? The reporter, yes. You must be somewhere in Mars, so for you not to have known or heard that Lisa Joseph passed away after prolonged illness. And this certainly would have caused many of us in the media to go into shock. Because it was only a few days prior to her death that Lisa was at work. She was, as usual, very bubbly, speaking with her co-workers, interacting with the young reporters, and certainly she took those young reporters under her wings, and tried to nurture them and guide them in terms of, writing a story, in terms of asking the right questions and so on. There was a period in St. Lucia, irrespective of whether that person was your friend or not, whether you knew that person or you're familiar with them or not, whether you had anything in common politically or otherwise, just hearing that somebody has passed away, that would certainly cause you, to think about your own mortality and also to extend condolences and to grieve in your own, small way. In St. Lucia, people mourn because you all have of the same party. It was very sad, and we like to overuse that word, unfortunate. Very unfortunate as well. When the news broke that Lisa died, there were some people who were celebrating her death on Facebook. There's a particular chat room. Somebody asked the question, did Lisa die? The response was, go ask Guy Joseph or Alan Chasney. What does that have to do with Alan Chasney, with Guy Joseph, with Philip J. Pierre, or with any politician, or with Richard Frederick? A human being, a St. Lucian, succumbed to an illness, and we preoccupied with the politics, the political aspect. The fact that she was reporting on CIP, she asked certain questions, and up to now, those questions have not been answered. And she interviewed certain individuals. People took offense, describing her as a traitor. I also read on Facebook, even while Lisa was alive, that she was not even from St. Lucia. She was born in Guyana. And I remember us having a laugh in the newsroom at DBS. And I said to her, but Lisa, I never knew, you never told me that you were Guyanese, you were born in Guyana. As if that matters, as if that is so relevant. Lisa was not born in Guyana. Born in St. Lucia, I'm told, at the Victoria Hospital. So I'd like to join, I've done it already, but I want to do so publicly, sympathize with the relatives of Lisa Joseph. Of course, our colleagues, management at DBS, and the rest of the media fraternity. Her existence was not an ordinary one. She certainly did the utmost to provide relevant and critical information to the people of this country. Whether Lisa was at DBS Television, Radio St. Lucia, RCI, Carry FM when they were operating in St. Lucia, or at Hot FM, or at NTN, or at Calabash, or at Choice. He's talking about close to 10 media outlets she worked with. She certainly conducted herself in a very professional manner. And for that, I think all of us certainly would remember her, not only because of her professionalism, but in our interaction with her as a human being, a sensible individual who cared about other people. So she'll be laid to rest on Thursday, the 5th of February, that is at Our Lady of the Rosary of Fatima Church over in Leclerc. So this individual who produced our NewsSpin song also produced what is known as a dirge, a song, a poem that is paying tribute to the dead. Listen.
She walked where others turned away, with just a pen and yesterday's rain. In past trees all around the city street, her quiet voice made tyrants sweat. No bulletproof vest, no armored car, just truth she carried like a star. They said, be careful, Lisa dear. She smiled, the story's what I hear.
From vagrant crying in the square to vocals trapped on news time BBS air. Her notebook filled with names unsung, while sirens drown the justice run. Why should Lisa die? Why should Lisa die? With ink still wet and truth held high. Why should silence win the fight when all she wrote was bringing light? Why should Lisa die? Why should Lisa die? Now her chair sits empty by the press stand. No questions left in trembling hand. The headlines shout, but none dare ask who lit the match behind the mask. Her final draft, unfinished page, still burns with righteous, quiet rage. Why should Lisa die? Why should Lisa die? With ink still wet and truth held high. Why should silence win the fight when all she wrote was bringing light? Why should Lisa die? Why should Lisa die? I saw her laugh beneath Constitution palm tree. Said one day they'll have to listen, see. But dawn came cold, no morning call, just pigeons scattered past the wall. Why should Lisa die? With ink still wet and truth held high. Why should silence win the fight when all she wrote was bringing light? Why should Lisa die? Why should Lisa die? Why should Lisa die?
A fitting tribute via this dirge. Why should Lisa die? Once again, condolences to the family, condolences as well to media colleagues. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. We continue with your calls at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Let me turn my attention to our chat room reporter, Zante. Good afternoon to you once again. And let's find out what are the comments that you can share with us, extracted from NewsSpin as well our YouTube page.
Thank you, Tim. Somebody said here on YouTube, successful year to NewsSpin family, and may the Lord grant us peace and protection. Rest in peace to our sister Lisa. God will send someone to replace you. Somebody else said, oh my gosh, so sorry to hear this. Rest in peace, Lisa. Condolences to her family. What a loss. Lisa was a great journalist. We have another saying, may her soul rest in peace. A great reporter gone too soon. Lisa was the voice of the people. She stood up for the innocent, the poor without a voice, and the truth always hurts the oppressors. This is a place for her. There is a place for her in heaven, sorry. Another person said, lovely song. Oh my gosh, this song. Wonderful song, sleep in peace, Lisa. Sad tribute, continue to rest in peace, Lisa. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you very much, Zante, for that update. We're expecting at least two more before we conclude our broadcast. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, that song is a powerful tribute to Lisa's memory. Great job, but thank you so much on behalf of my producer. Exceptional individual. Sent him the audio and he added the video. Thank you so much. Fantastic job, my brother. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message while we are awaiting your calls. Once again, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. But he says, our Prime Minister continues to boast of economic growth. Do you think he's aware that we have moved from the fastest growing economy in the OECS pre and post COVID to the slowest growing economy in the OECS under this administration. And let's see if we have some more WhatsApp messages. And somebody says there, I miss Lisa Joseph. Beautiful tribute. And another one, somebody says, very great song. Another WhatsApp message, and the person says, welcome back, Tim. I still don't have adequate words to express how I feel about the passing of Lisa Joseph. May she rest in perfect peace. And let's see if we have some more. Somebody says there, welcome back, my brother. Blessings for safe, good health, and productive 2026. Stand tall in your authenticity. I am proud of you. Thank you so much for that WhatsApp message. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Somebody says they play that song again, and we'll do it right now, once again, in tribute to Lisa Joseph of DBS Television, who passed away on the 6th of this month and will be laid to rest on the 5th of February. The funeral service is on the 5th, of course, the morning of that day, 10 o'clock, and at Our Lady of the Rosary of Fatima Church. Again, that tribute.
She walked where others turned away, with just a pen and yesterday's rain. In past trees all around the city street, her quiet voice made tyrants sweat. No bulletproof vest, no armored car, just truth she carried like a star. They said, be careful, Lisa dear. She smiled, the stories would I hear, from vagrant crying in the square to vocals trapped on news time BBS air. Her notebook filled with names unsung, while sirens drown the justice run. Why should Lisa die? Why should Lisa die? With ink still wet and truth held high. Why should silence win the fight, when all she wrote was bringing light? Why should Lisa die? Why should Lisa die? Now her chair sits empty by the press stand, no questions left in trembling hand. The headlines shout, but none dare ask, who lit the match behind the mask? Her final draft, unfinished page, still burns with righteous, quiet rage. Why should Lisa die? Why should Lisa die? With ink still wet and truth held high. Why should silence win the fight, when all she wrote was bringing light? Why should Lisa die? Why should Lisa die? I saw her laugh beneath Constitution palm tree, said one day they'll have to listen, see. But dawn came cold, no morning call, just pigeons scattered past the wall. Why should Lisa die? With ink still wet and truth held high. Why should silence win the fight, when all she wrote was bringing light? Why should Lisa die? Why should Lisa die? Why should Lisa die?
In loving memory of Lisa Joseph, 1975 to 2026. Let's continue with your calls at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. 716-2026. A moment of levity. Somebody says this. So Tim, we almost had to mourn Bain as Prime Minister if he was serious about politics. Remember, Bain, better known as the Golden Dragon, he too passed away during the course of this month, and he was certainly a main contributor to our program via his calls and, of course, his well-known antics. He's called me Timmy. And I remember having him on Newsmaker Live in March of last year, when he boasted that he would be coming up with a slate of candidates contesting the elections, predicted that he would win and become the Prime Minister of St. Lucia. Unfortunately, he certainly did not realize that dream. So again, condolences to the family of Ben Nathaniel as well. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, 716-2026. Somebody says there, "Oh my goodness, Tim, this song brings tears to my eyes. Such a fitting song for Lisa, R.I.P., beautiful soul." Another WhatsApp message. "Tim, in spite of the cold outside New York, but NewsSpin makes it feel warm. Welcome back. We miss so much. My husband is back on duty with you. Thank you for your coverage. May God bless and keep you and your family safe." And another WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, "I still don't have adequate words to express how I feel about the passing of Lisa Joseph. Tim, that song gave me goosebumps. Why should silence win the fight?" Indeed. And let's see if we have some more of your messages to go through. "NewsSpin brought tears to my eyes today. Lisa Joseph, you were truly loved." All right, do we have any comments in the chat room, Zante, to go through and share with our audience?
Yes, Tim, we have some more sending out rest in peace to Lisa. R.I.P. Lisa, missing your valued contribution already. You will be surely missed by those who embrace the facts and truth. Others said, "Brain 2, the Golden Dragon, how? Tim, this is not good news today." Others say, "Condolences to her family. Fly high, Lisa. Sad tribute. Continue to rest in peace. Listening with tears in my eyes. May Lisa rest in eternal peace. Her affectionate voice I will never forget. Rest in perfect peace, and to her family, be strong." Back to you, Tim.
Thank you so much, Zante, for that update. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. Again, 716-2026. Let me see if I have any of your messages to go through. And somebody has just typed there, "Welcome back. Here's hoping that you had a great holiday season and vacation." That's according to a WhatsApp message. And let's see if we have some more of your messages to go through at this point in time while we are awaiting your calls. Okay, let me see there. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, "Good day, welcome back. The police are charging people places that have no double yellow lines and no signs saying no parking. Just this morning I spoke to the young officer who ticketed me last Monday. All he said to me is I can contest in court and pay double because the magistrate know I'm in the wrong. I sent you a video showing where I parked and the document. I'll not waste my time going to court when he already indicated that the judge will not be in my favor or not rule in my favor. I would like you to play the video so that viewers can see so they won't be caught in this trap. It's just a smart way to rob drivers. We're not able to play you that video during the course of our program today. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, "Welcome back. Countryman is very disappointed. Why? Because the new canine dog Ronnie was welcomed home by a certain individual." Somebody told me that if they were in a position to do so, police commissioner or minister of home affairs, etc., that they would not have announced the arrival of Ronnie. Because people see canine as a threat because of its effectiveness so far, the canine unit as a threat because of its effectiveness so far. And maybe the authorities, according to that individual, should just have allowed Ronnie to arrive in St. Lucia incognito and go about its business. I guess against the background all the news that surrounded the death of Tyson. And again, according to the police, they have no information based on the various tests that were conducted, etc., to determine that Tyson died of ingesting rat poison. And by the way, it's they stated conclusively that Tyson did not perish as a result of ingesting rat poison. But nonetheless, there's need for us to ensure that the other canines are given the kind of protection that is required so that they are safe, they remain healthy, and they will not perish under strange or mysterious circumstances. Let's say that somebody says that, Tim, this well-written song lyrics is too sad for my hearing. It tells us everything about her in just a few words. And let's see another WhatsApp message. Tim, Lisa was treated very horribly by this administration, and now the hypocrisy is blatant now that she has passed. Well, that's what happens in St. Lucia. Hypocrisy is rife. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Please spread the word that NewsSpin is back. So we heard that the government of St. Lucia has agreed via an MOU signed with the United States, agreed in principles, nothing that is legal just yet, to accept third-party refugees. And the Prime Minister, during one of his briefings, said that, he could have said no. But why did he say yes to signing the MOU? Well, I don't know. But according to former Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, the Americans had already contacted countries in the Caribbean over several months, even before the general election of November, which his party lost miserably at the polls. And he speaks ad nauseum on this particular development. Let us listen to the former Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, speaking on the decision by some countries in the region, in particular Dominica, St. Lucia, also Antigua and Barbuda, to accept third-party deportees, people who have been, maybe they committed certain crimes of a particular nature, nothing serious, because that is what the likes of Mr. Prime Minister Philip J.P. and others are saying, that they will not people who have a certain criminal record, violence in as far as their existence in the U.S. and having committed sex crimes. Those people will not be accepted. But let's listen to Dr. Ralph Gonsalves on this.
But what is happening, every government in the region is, quote unquote, running scared. And they're being picked off one by one. Well, not everyone, but most. And they're being picked off to their detriment. That is the way for subjugation and for the status of a new colony. Now, let me illustrate something. We see a number of countries have said that they will sign up to take in deportees and refugees from third countries sent by the United States. 3-4 months or so ago, before the elections, they wrote me about that, They engaged me, as they were engaging everybody in the region. Just after they had engaged us about Cuba, with the medical doctors, medical personnel, engaged with that. Well, I had said already how I answered in relation to the Cubans. I took control of that and provide detailed explanations, which they were satisfied with. Raised some questions, I answered those subsequent questions. So I covered myself. I took it seriously. I'm telling you what we did. In relation to the refugees or deportees, I told them, we are accepting in accordance with international law of intentions. What I want you to do for me is anytime you're deporting somebody, give me the whole history of the person. They don't provide that. It's something which we have been demanding. Several CARICOM countries not getting. Now, I say in relation to these third country deportees which you want to send and refugees, I'd like you to send some people to have a conversation with me. And I had a conversation with persons from the U.S. government. I said, this is not in your interest. You notice where I said, it's not in your interest for us to accept. I said, the numbers you have, what we can absorb in our OECS countries, indeed even to the wider Caribbean, but certainly the OECS I was talking about, small number. Let us say we accept 10, 12 annually. Let's take that for it. Over the 6 independent OECS countries, I 72. If even say altogether you accept 100. That's not a big number in relation to what the Americans have to work with. But they'd like to pick you off, one by one, and say to larger countries in Latin America and Central America, look, these nationalist countries in the Caribbean have agreed to take. Why can't you? They have historically been very strong and nationalist, but they are taken because they want our friendship. They just want to tick a box to go elsewhere. But it doesn't move the needle for them in relation to deportees and refugees. But countries are lining up to sign on because of a thing called selling passports and selling citizenship. And some countries are prepared to put out the Cubans. But once you go one by one and you're rolling over and playing dead, they're going to come at you more and more. And all of a sudden you find some fine print things which you never thought about, that you need to pay a bond of 15,000 US in order to get a visa. Apart from all the objections which I have and which I've spoken about, and the unsustainability of this thing with selling passport and citizenship, and that this thing is on life support and it's coming to an end. You mean to tell me you're going to put out the Cubans with your health service? You're going to accept these refugees, deportees? I said to them, out of those dozen which would come, let's say out of those dozen, you have 4 or 5 vagabonds. Multiply them across the region, they will have their own network, and they connect with local criminal enterprises. They become professors of crime. I told the Americans, I said, instead of having one Haiti, you'll have 6 other Haitis in the Caribbean, and maybe more. 6, I was talking about the OECS. I know it is said that the various countries are correctly saying we're not accepting anybody who is violent, only people who have skills. Well, the Americans want to keep those who have skills and those who are not violent. But a person doesn't have to be violent to be a real problem for you, He could manage people. He or she could manage people who can be violent. And they can be involved in, on the face of it, seemingly non-violent activity. In any case, they control the information. They will tell you. They send in a dozen people. They put them on a plane, send them down. When they arrive at Argyle, what are you going to do? You say, oh, I'm taking 4. I ain't taking the rest. They say, no, I'm leaving all of these. Because you can't stop them put them on the plane. In New York, you can, or Texas or wherever, you can talk as much as you want. So, it is not within their interest to create instability. We have to agree that what we have to do is peace, security, and shared prosperity. Those are the goals. And between the two positions which are not acceptable, the two paths, rolling over and playing dead, and perpetual, in some cases, infantile resistance on every single item and looking for optimal outcomes, only are not taking into account any interest of the United States of America. Because they have interests too. And we are where we are geographically. You can't take us up and carry us to Vladivostok or to the mouth of the Amur River. So we do some negotiables in a transactional manner. And even to embrace some things, take some things, not embrace really, which are not, which don't satisfy us, but which are not existential. Those things which are existential, we resist. And things we have to talk about is upholding international law and respect for sovereignty, respect for independence. And these things are written in also in the national security strategy of the United States, But they will say, well, respect for ours. They also said they will respect other nations' sovereignty. Well, respect it now. Well, I go along with that part of the NSS. So if we continue to get picked off one by one, it would be death by 1,000 cuts. Drip, 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 drip. And our parliaments will turn into local government assemblies. That's not. We've been there before, it was called colonialism.
Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, speaking on his radio program just a few weeks ago on the decision by some countries in the sub-region to accept third country deportees from the United States. It was after they signed the MOU separately that all of a sudden they had an epiphany and realized that they should be doing so on a united front. And they had a meeting in Castries a little over a week ago, and they reached that conclusion. And you have to ask, what's in it for St. Lucian? So far, the Prime Minister has not been able to provide us with the details because he said it's just an MOU. They have not reached a point where critical decisions have been taken. So he cannot tell us the number of third country deportees would St. Lucian be accepting if it agrees to in the final analysis. How will those persons be taken care of on the island in terms of providing them with accommodation and so ensuring that they are integrated into the St. Lucian society and things of that nature. So a lot of questions yet to be answered by the government of St. Lucia as far as this is concerned. And talking about what's in it for St. Lucia. This is happening whilst the United States now is saying that they have put a freeze on the processing of immigrants from those islands. So if you're looking forward to reuniting with a relative, a mother, your father, your sister, etc., who filed for you, the U.S. authorities have said that any such processing So that you enter the U.S. as an immigrant, you're going there to stay for an extended period, to live, to work, to go to school, etc. You're not going there as a visitor. Then they have put a hold on this. They're putting us through travails, endless challenges to get visas to visit the United States on vacation and so on. But yet still, they are making that demand of us accept third country deportees in our countries which are already facing so many challenges, economic challenges among others. You have a problem, a serious problem with crime, and yet still, without them meeting around the table, without them putting out a united front, separately, those islands have decided to accept third country deportees. No doubt, the Prime Minister will get another opportunity to address the St. Lucian public on that. Talking about what's happening geopolitically, let's share with you news regarding 24 hours in geopolitics.
Governor Tim Walz demanded Trump pull untrained ICE agents from the state after a federal officer shot and killed a demonstrator in Minneapolis for the second time this month. In Indonesia, after a landslide killed 10 in West Java, authorities resumed search and rescue operations for 80 missing people. In United Kingdom, 86 people were arrested in London during protests supporting a Palestine Action-linked activist on hunger strike at Wormwood Scrubs prison. In the United States, federal immigration officers shot and killed a man in Minneapolis, sparking protests in freezing streets. The National Guard assisted local police under Governor Walz's direction. In Bangladesh, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs expressed surprise and shock that fugitive former PM Sheikh Hasina was allowed to make a public address in India, where she fled in 2024. In Lebanon, Israel launched airstrikes across Lebanon, killing 2 people in another near-daily violation of the November 2024 ceasefire with Hezbollah. In Gaza, Palestine, a Palestinian father mourns his son, killed alongside his cousin by an Israeli attack while collecting firewood near Kamal Adwan Hospital. In the United States, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said the man fatally shot by a Border Patrol officer approached officers with a handgun. Videos show only a phone in his hand. In France, Russia, French Navy intercepted Russian tanker Grinch in the Mediterranean. The captain was detained over suspicions of operating under a false flag. In the United States, a major winter storm forced the cancellation of thousands of flights, left over 100,000 people without power, and blocked major roads with ice. In Cuba, USA, a Cuban diplomat accused the U.S. of international piracy after the U.S. military attack on Venezuela and the abduction of President Nicolas Maduro.
24 hours in geopolitics. Let me turn my attention now to our NewsSpin question of the day. The NewsSpin question of the day, it reads, why preach unity and then divide? Why preach unity and then divide? Well, as a broadcast, our first program since 2026, marking the commencement of the 25th season of yet another edition of NewsSpin. My name is Timothy Poleon. Continue to enjoy your Monday afternoon, and of course we'll be back tomorrow, same time at 12:30, with another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. Goodbye.